Hello folks, Phil Gallagher of ThrabenU here for another Legacy video. I've got something super spicy for you today, and I mean that by my own standards. So Caleb D brewed up this deck list that we're going to be playing today, courtesy of Necropact. And I messaged Caleb to ask about the list, and I was like, hey, do you have any thoughts about this deck list? And he just sent me a picture of a computer that was on fire. So, yeah, that's our starting point. Um, this list is wild. So, we are a zombie infestation and other self-discard deck list. Discard deck list. Okay, we're gonna say that 10 times fast later in between rounds. Okay, so currency converter is one of these new hot cards in Legacy. And people are still really experimenting with what this card is capable of doing. It is very good in the Urza Saga shells as a one of tutor target, but we're going to try to build around it a little bit more here. So we're going to have Zombie Infestation, Currency Converter, Underworld Cookbook, as well as a handful of red cantrips as ways to self-discard. And then we are going to have some things that pay us off for self-discard, or some things that are able to come back from the graveyard in one capacity or another. I think the real spicy one here is actually Salvage Titan. Now, Salvage Titan is a card that is near and dear to my heart. I have played a handful of casual decks around this, and I've tried to play this in a couple of constructed formats as well. To success, maybe, questionably. At least one win. Now, we are going to make some Urza Saga tokens. We are going to make a large number of foods, and one rulings clarification here, something I was told after the last time I played Academy Manufacturer. This is a replacement effect, so if you are just kind of like going and creating a clue, like you can only apply one replacement effect to it. But once you have multiple Academy manufacturers, those replacement effects are also going to apply to the other things that you are making because of this. So it is good to play these things in multiples. I missed that last time around when I played a league. So with all this self-discard we are looking to play highly discounted hollow ones. And like return Ovalchase Daredevils, sacrifice, do Salvage Titan nonsense. This is a deck list that I think needs some love. But here's the thing. Without playing it, I don't know what kind of love it needs. So like I don't know if we're going to need more artifacts for Salvage Titan. I don't know if we are just like raw going to need more lands than what we have. Like we have some selection in the form of these cantrips here, so like we have some bonus lands and some more looks at mana than it might initially look like. And a bunch of our cards cost 1 or otherwise are going to be discounted or free if things are going our way. So I don't want to mess with perfection until I've had a chance to play some games with it. So this is going to be a tournament practice room day. As far as the sideboard here, things are pretty pointed with Leyline of the Voids for graveyard matchups, Pyroblasts for our assorted blue matchups, and then just a handful of things for other matchups with a small sub-theme here to get rid of some artifacts. I think the deck list that we're playing is going to look quite different by the end of this league, but we're going to start with the deck list as it was submitted, and then we're going to try to fix it. Because I think it needs some fixing. I'm just not sure how yet, if that makes sense. Anyway, I hope this ridiculous pile will be fun for you all to watch. If you're new here, consider subscribing. If you like what you see, there will be more like it. And if you're a regular, please throw me a like before this video begins. That is one of the easiest ways to support my content for free. If you're in a position to support me financially because you like what I do, you can do so by becoming a YouTube member, pledging your support on Patreon, or doing a donation deck list. All that information, as well as this deck list, is available in the video description. Let's battle. Okay, in a rare thing for this deck, we have no way to discard at all. I think meaning that this hand is just unplayable. Okay. I believe in currency converter. I wonder if I believe in currency converter double ancient tomb amounts. We're gonna find out, folks. This is gonna be weird. Absolutely, ponder away. I guess I need to start thinking about whether or not my opponent is going to remove a currency converter that I play that influence my okay. All right. Here we go. Here we go. All right, we'll do another currency converter here, I guess. Absolutely. Absolutely good with that. That's why I didn't play the Underworld Cookbook there. And then I'll just hold the rest of this stuff until next turn. Are we playing against, like, actual factual, like, Rug Delver? That would be neat. Oh, another trap. Maybe Infect? Yeah, it's Infect. Okay, I think I like this land. Do I want to just activate Currency Converter Raw this turn? Yeah, I think I will. My life total's not super relevant here, and if I draw an Urza Saga, I'd like to play that. Okay, we'll guard an Opal. Yes. Yeah. Mana doesn't quite work the way that I want it to this turn. But I think that's fine. Right, can't do that quite yet. I'll play a cookbook. Do I want to play this in multiples? Yes, I think I do. Is this a play? No, it's a put in exile. Okay, cool. I can make a food and discard this to a currency converter, which can then make a treasure token immediately, if I want it to make one immediately. Not super high on removal here. Also might just want to keep this card in hand to hard loot with a currency converter. Not 100% sure in that regard. Also, this could be a game where I just like die to Noble Hierarch beats if my opponent has some cool, like, Vigorate Berserk lines available to them or something. Let's go ahead and do this. So we'll say no to the first converter. Yes to the second converter. Make my food. In case I draw an Academy Manufacturer, I'm not sure that I'm actually supposed to tap that yet. Looting is very neat with currency converter, I guess. Do I want to just activate this first? I might just want to activate this first, but actually let that go to discard. Yeah. Alright, so let's do that. Say no? Say yes? Question mark, question mark, question mark? This is an odd game. I have all sorts of, like, churn. I don't really have a way to, like, super utilize my stuff yet. I can go ahead and play Osmar. Gets me a second Underworld Cookbook. The next turn, I can make a second food. I guess I can actually just discard that at instant speed to make a second food and use Osmar's ability. Yeah, I guess with this, I just put the Faithless Looting into Graveyard afterwards, and then, like, I can recast it later. Ooh. That's gonna be a no from me. No to first one, yes to second one. Make my food. Activate Osmor's ability. Targeting that creature. If they pump it again in response. Very possible. Oh, wow, that's good enough to get a concession there. Okay. In terms of removal, yes, you're good for Ink Moth. Shenanigans is maybe playable. Probably not. Like, Engineer's okay. Cabal Therapy is okay. I'm not super excited about it. I think I'm thinking about these 4 removal cards here. I didn't really get a functional game with my deck there. Maybe go down a Zombie Infestation. Maybe go down one of these. Maybe go down the Nihil Spellbomb. Despite how much damage I did to myself that game, I don't know that, like, that's the norm. And if that, because like I am a 2 Ancient Tomb deck as of right now. All right. Yes, I will keep this hand. Plague Engineer is very good, and I have an interesting combination of cards. Like, Faithless Looting can discard Salvage Titan, Ovalchase, Daredevil, and then I can play Mox Opal to get this back. And so, like, I did a 1 mana, draw 2, discard 1. And it's potentially something that allows me to get a quick Salvage Titan. We'll kind of see how it goes, though. An artifact land. That's interesting, alright. Alright. Let's attempt to loot. Ooh. Yeah, so I'll get rid of Daredevil and Salvage Titan, setting up for the future. I don't need to play Mox Opal for any reason right now. It's not turned on yet. And I'm not expecting, like, immediate surgical extraction on Daredevil or anything like that. Okay. Getting real over there. Yeah. I need a Plague Engineer on Phyrexian. That's what I need. An Urza Saga. I can get a Salvage Titan back. But it doesn't block any of my opponent's stuff, so I don't know how relevant that is right now. I think I'm just going to play this out and kind of edge towards the future a little bit. So let's play a cookbook. Okay, that has resolved. We will start this whole song and dance. Yes. Go ahead and discard that, make a food. Fantastic. Returning that, I'm actually just going to play out a Mox Opal to represent interaction, I think. Now, I can try to return a Salvage Titan here. Or sorry, this, I mixed up this thing's ability. This is sacrifice 3 artifacts. Exile 3 artifacts from graveyard. Okay. Yeah, it's been a while. Alright, I'm just going to pass the turn there. Maybe shouldn't have discarded that from the initial hand. Like, it comes back later, but it's 2 separate abilities that both involve artifacts in free ways. I wonder if I'm supposed to play Cabal Therapy to help force Plague Engineer through. Yeah. Feels like I'm dead. Let's see if I am. I am dead. That is an infect. My food token does not save me. Alright, GG. I can play these 2 Cabal Therapies to try and buy some time. Flashback on them is medium. I don't know if they're worth it. It's relatively easy to miss against Infect. Alright. Ancient Tomb. Mox Opal. Cookbook. Discard this. Turn 2. Play Academy Manufacturer or Plague Engineer. Have Salvage Titan. Yeah, I like the way that this looks. I also don't really think I can mulligan most hands that just have access to Plague Engineer. Like, it's my best card in the matchup, and it's also a 2 of. Oh. Wow. Oh, they've got Uro. Okay. This does make my hand worse. I now don't have Mox Opal turned on as a mana source, which is something that I was expecting when I kept the hand. So, yeah, that was a weird play. But I think it was very good for my opponent. I can also just spike a black land here and everything's fine. Alright, so start here, cast Currency Converter. Gets me a second artifact in play. I don't have Metalcraft for this if I play it. I don't have 3 artifacts to sack for Salvage Titan. So that's my turn. And we'll see if I die here. Alright. Things are okay so far. No scale up at sorcery speed. Okay, that's 9. That's not dead. Not dead is good. I need a black land. That gets me to 3 mana. That does not get me to mana of the appropriate color. Opal will be 2 artifacts. So I have to do this. And I Well, I guess I didn't have to do that. I guess I could have just played out Academy Manufacturer as a blocker. All right, I discard this. Will not exile that. And now I can only get to 2 artifacts. Yeah. I guess I could have played Academy Manufacturer as, like, a blocker, but that loses to so much stuff. Like, that loses the Daze, that loses to Force, that loses to a Trample card. I don't know. Maybe I'm supposed to buy a turn there. It just feels really anemic. Okay. Can go Badlands, Mox Opal, Burning Inquiry, see where that goes. That's probably not that bad. No, let's keep it. Let's keep it and see where it goes. I could actually play Currency Converter first on turn 1. And then, like, get a bunch of Currency Converter-based value off of the Burning Inquiry. I kind of like that. Let's do that off of Urza's Saga, oddly. I super don't want Badlands to get wastelanded. Okay. We're in Weird Town, USA population fill here. Alright. Preordain is more likely to be a combo deck than a control deck. Control decks tend to play Brainstorm and Ponder, but then a lot of times their other cantrips are a little higher on the curve. Alright. So, I think I like Badlands, Opal, past Burning Inquiry, and see where we go. No. Pitching Pact of Negation, though. Opponent is on an unfair deck. At this point, this doesn't produce mana, and I can't play another artifact. We really wanted that to resolve. We'll see what we can make of this in a slightly longer game, though. We might be playing against some sort of, like, High Tide type deck, since we saw Pact of Negation. Another Currency Converter. Let's float a mana here. I don't have the, like, super best targets here. I can grab a Spell Bomb, but that's probably not great. I think I'm going to grab a Cookbook. Alright, now Mox Opal is on. I'm going to play a new Urza Saga. And now we're gonna try to do some cool shit. Alright, there's 3 mana. Play the Academy Manufacturer. Opponent, why do you hate my fun, huh? We did get a High Tide out of that. And while Hot Girl Summer that was about to happen just got denied, I think we still try to go for something cute here. So I'm gonna Currency Converter. I will exile that card. I'll make a food. I think we're gonna cast this by sacrificing 3 artifacts. Keeping the Currency Converter. I think keeping the Currency Converter. We've got a 6/4. Definitely feeling the disappearing land problem of Urza Saga a bit, though. Mox Opal would be a sick draw. Not Mox Opal. I can get a 2/2 rogue this turn. Or I can loot. I'm attacking for 6, regardless of what I want to do there. I think I want to loot. This is a 2-turn clock regardless. So let's just find what we can find. Put a looting into the bin and exile it. Pass the turn. I was kind of hoping to get a land drop there to get an Urza Saga Construct token, but I guess that doesn't matter. I'm super light. Oh, okay. My opponent just doesn't have more land. Ooh, a Daredevil. Okay. So that probably means that I get this. Then we'll do a little bit of this song and dance. No to that. Make my food. Return this creature. Yes. From there, I've got an extra mana. And this extra damage / lifelink is probably irrelevant. So let's loot. I'd kind of like to find a land. Discard this for now. I do not want to exile that. Go to combat. Crash in for 6. That does actually happen. Now I think I am supposed to cast this by sacrificing 3 artifacts to better play around snap effects. And you know what? I'm going to return that card. You absolutely bet I will. And then I think my opponent's just too choked on mana to go off this turn most of the time. Okay, cool. We stole game 1. Now, I don't really have sideboard cards here. That is probably a deck design problem, right? If I can't sideboard in much that generically interacts with combo outside of just Pyroblast. So, let's board in 3 of these. I've not drawn a Zombie Infestation yet to evaluate how good that card is. It's very good with Hollow One, but, like, I don't think we've drawn a Hollow One either yet, actually. Hashtag rigged shuffler. Spellbomb can probably go out. Maybe board out, like, 2 of those. I'll probably play Cabal Therapy. I want to board out 2 more cards. What is it? Osmors aren't amazing here. Like, they're a 3/3. Unless my opponent is playing Snapcasters. I'll keep a couple as tutors for cookbooks. And I say this unironically, but also as, like, Cabal Therapy fodder. Okay. What does this opening hand do? The opening hand casts a Burning Inquiry and hopes to get cute with Salvage Titan. The allure of this card is so high. It non-ironically probably fixes this hand like 90% of the time. Like, there's a lot going on here that almost works. Ooh, that makes the Burning Inquiry a little bit riskier, but I came here to YOLO, damn it, and we are going to YOLO. Okay. I have discarded a Cabal Therapy and a Salvage Titan. I'm just going to pass the turn here. I have a Pyroblast for the not-too-distant future. And then we'll figure out where exactly to go from there. Like, I've got an engine in play. Sorry, I have an engine piece in hand. You surgicaling me? Yeah, they had a draw step stop that. I would very much like to find a red or black land. So I think I'm gonna loot. Okay, we found more mana. Ovalchase Daredevil always goes. I can cast a Hollow One this turn off of Urza Saga and then use Ancient Tomb to activate it in future turns with Pyroblast up. That probably means that, like, Academy Manufacturer not happening. Osmore doesn't really look like it's happening either, though. If Osmore happens, Osmore can Cabal Therapy. Let's get rid of Manufacturer. Alright, Urza Saga into 1 mana Hollow One, which is good enough for Force of Will. Okay, we took a turnabout out with that. Like, that's totally fine with me. Next turn is the turn that we have to start worrying, but, like, I have a Pyroblast that I am going to hold up for the rest of the game, in all likelihood. Alright, so Urza Saga ticks up. This is just going to be Ancient Tomb, pass with Pyroblast up. And then the rest of the hand is a little clunky. Rude. Keeps me from making an Urza Saga in their turn cycle. I don't think I can Pyroblast that. I think that's one of those things that I just kind of accept as inconvenient. Like, I have 3 Pyroblasts as my primary interaction versus my opponent. I think I have to use them more wisely. Our set. I think that does get a blast. That is 2 digs towards relevant combo pieces. I don't think I like that. Preordain? Ponder, sure. Oh wait, this dress down goes away at their end step. I can just make an Urza Saga token in my end step. What am I thinking? Yeah, so this potentially gives me a Ball Therapy fodder. Oh yeah, oh you know I want to return that card. Get in here, buddy. Hollow One. Sure. Let's go ahead and do this. Make my construct. Sacrifice this to do a search. I think that's going to be an Underworld cookbook here. We'll discard a Daredevil to get a food token. Bring that back immediately. I've only discarded 1, right? I've only discarded 1. So then that will be an Osmore with my remaining mana here. Okay, cool. I will use that ability. We'll pick up another cookbook. I'll go to combat here. Crash in for 5. My opponent to 12. Ball therapy, target them. Sacrifice the Osmore. We'll just go ahead and name the namesake card here. We hit. Opponent does have a time spiral, though, that they're not quite ready to use. And I think this Salvage Titan is better used in future turns. Like, okay, yeah, opponent is going for the concession there. Yeah, that seems fine. Let's go back to the drawing board, though, and adjust this deck list. All right. And doesn't really do anything, but Burning Inquiry, so maybe it does something? Burning Inquiry just as a card that, like, messes with my opponent's mulligan when I'm on the play is, like, not crazy, and then I hope to, like, play that into Urza Saga or that into Zombie Infestation plus something cool. I think I play my artifact land here over Badlands. Like, there's some worlds where I discard every single black source and keep Zombie Infestation, but there's worlds where I draw Moxen and, like, doing this matters. Oh, opponent has said no. We have gotten forced. Force pitching force is pretty ambiguous. Like, could be so many things as of right now. Delver. It's Delver. It's Delver. Okay. But we didn't get wastelanded immediately. That's the good news. Bad news is I don't get to play Zombie Infestation because I played towards resolving this last turn. Maybe that was a mistake on my end. Like, I did get the Mox Opal, but I don't have another artifact. I think I just kind of accept that and move on with my life. I don't actually really want Zombie Infestation right now anyway. Like, I don't have anything broken that I can do with it currently. Ponder Wasteland, get wrecked, nerd. Okay, cool. The worst thing didn't happen. Okay, cool. I do think you are supposed to play Brainstorm before cracking the fetch land because of how good Wasteland is there. Just let the record show. Again, I don't know their hand, but holy shit, Wasteland would have blown me the fuck out and made it. So I basically had 0 cards in hand. All right, there's the fetch. If we see like a Dragon Rage Channeler or a Delver here, or if it's just going to be like a Ponder. One has basics. No pressure. And fetching Island. I guess there's worlds where this is Ink and Show. Okay, do I want to try and get cute? I do not think I want to try and get cute. Let's play a Badlands here and cast a Mox Opal. It's not doing a ton yet, but it potentially will in the not too distant future. Nice island, by the way. Very much like the art there. I am a little scared that we're actually playing against Show and Tell instead of Delver, folks. Okay, yeah, we're playing against Show and Tell. I think I take Academy Manufacturer into play here. Okay. Grizzlebrand's a little bit better than what I just did, I'm not gonna lie. Don't have a main deck Pithing Needle to stop that. I can get an Underworld Cookbook and try to go nuts. I might be able to make a Construct token that can actually attack into Grizzlebrand, actually. Okay, hold on. We might still be in this post Grizzlebrand. Huh. This is a 5/5, then yeah. So this is a 5/5. Fetching Cookbook makes it into a 6/6. And discard a card. Yeah, I'm still in this. Holy shit. Let's go. I can looting first even? Yeah. I'm trying to think if I want to play a land first for like days. I think no. I think I just want to have the greatest degree of flexibility here. Okay. Let's discard Ancient Tomb and one of these. Let's discard the other one, which will create 3 permanents and a stupid number of triggers. Okay, we're doing real shit. This is real legacy now. Okay. So we've cleared the stack. I'll play my land. I can actually attack into the Grizzlebrand for 9. Which is hot. Okay, my opponent is choosing to draw 7 right now. I can crack my treasure to play Zombie Infestation and get another 2/2 zombie. I don't think that matters. Alright, my opponent has gone to 1. I think I'm just going to pass the turn here with the option to get cute. 23 isn't enough to beat an Emrakul, though, because Grizzlebrand gets to attack twice. Didn't really expect to be able to just be larger than a Grizzlebrand. That Academy manufacturer did a lot of work. I'm suspecting that the zombie infestations just need to fully go from the deck, despite having some cool synergies with Hollow One. Like, this is close to a best case scenario where we have like 2 Daredevils that we can keep bringing back with zombie infestation, and I'm still probably not going to play zombie infestation next turn. Like, it'll probably just be better uses of my mana to crack clues and do this whole thing. We'll see, though. I like that my opponent is scared. Okay. So they are essentially going all in on their next draw 7, it seems. So let's see how good it is. Okay, there's a soul land. A little scary. Opponent's at 8. I have 2 lethal threats on board. Another show and tell. No, it's a sneak attack. Okay, so opponent has another Grizzlebrand? Question mark, question mark, question mark. They don't have an Emrakul, otherwise they would have played that or no. I can't necessarily rationalize that. I would like to thin my deck of a land. Let's get a Badlands. Opponent has discarded a Daze. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have a Faithless Looting in the bin. Do I beat a Grizzlebrand on an attack as of right now? I can activate this and get 3 more things. That's pretty good. Let's go ahead and do that. And immediately return this. I hate this card. It's very bad on the Magic Online interface. Now, I can try to go bigger here. If my opponent blocks with a Grizzlebrand, I need to deal 13. I do actually have as of right now. I think I'm going to go ahead and cast a zombie thingy now. Just go ahead and feel a little safer about some of the stuff that's going on here. Is force pitching a Flusterstorm. Cannot increase my artifact count further. So let's see if we're swinging lethal here. Double sneak attack activation means that my opponent lives through the turn. So let's see what we're working with. Okay, yep, that's fine. I am prepared for Grizzlebrand or Emrakul as a blocker. So my opponent must have drawn one of these 2 in their post-Grizzlebrand 7. Oh no, they did have double. Fucking Spirit Guide. Ugh. Okay. So opponent blocks both of these big creatures. One of them stays alive. Okay. This is not the end of the world. It's not good, but it's not the end of the world. This goes away at end of turn because of sneak attack. Not dead to this. I will be dead to them finding an Emrakul. I'm not dead to a Spirit Guide. I think I like trying to get a little saucy here. I think I like casting the Faithless Looting and see what I can make with the rest of this turn. Okay. I have not made a land drop yet. This is all upside for me. I can go ahead and do that and return these. Yes. Now, I probably need to cast this. Let's junk a land and probably 2 clues. I think there's worlds where I need to crack food to survive 2 turns worth of Grizzlebrand nonsense. This is the first good game that we've had with the deck, I think. In terms of, like, the game lasting long enough for all of my various moving parts to really do things. I added a little mana to the deck, but otherwise, like, I haven't changed the core much. I gotta figure out what I want to do in the zombie infestation slots. Also, like, can opponent attack? Go to 11. Yeah, I guess they can attack. No, because, like, I kill them. It's fine if they draw a chump blocker of any nature. Alright, I'll take that hit. Definitely scared. Are you drawing now, or are you drawing on my turn with the intention of getting some chump blockers? This is a weird game. Also, I think there's some construction going on a stairway that's like right on the other side of this wall, so apologies if any of that sound comes through. I don't have a lot to say about it. Yes, that is fine. Guess I could have kept one food and one clue, actually, to hedge better, because, like, brings me to 8 is a very important number. I could have kept one clue instead. Like, the exact ratios don't probably matter too much, because, like, yeah plus yeah means just access to all of those things again. Alright, there's a shuffle with that ponder, which is probably good news for me. Okay, there's a fetch, which presumably means another cantrip. Another cantrip happens, then opponent can only put in one... Or no, they still have a Lotus Petal. JK. Show and tell? Okay, show and tell is happening. I will absolutely, I think, put in a Great Furnace. That increases the size of this. That's a chump blocking Emrakul. Feels like I win on board? Feels like I win on board. Simian Spirit Guide, actually. Alright, so let's do this. Discard this. And I will go ahead and return that. Okay, now I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Stack this 6. Salvage Titan. My opponent has to have Simian Spirit Guide. Size of my construct doesn't really matter anymore. If it ever connects, it wins, and I'm not getting to 15 immediately. I think I'm going to go ahead and rack the clue. Ooh, that's good. We'll play that. And then I can do this song and dance again. Actually does mean we get to 15. So let's return these a hand. Yes. Opponent needs Spirit Guide. I am dead to that. Actually, it's double Spirit Guide, isn't it? Or no, it's Spirit Guide plus another creature. Oh, they didn't have it. Good. Okay, wild game. Okay, so I forgot to mention this before. I subbed out the Cabal therapies that existed in this deck list. I just didn't think they made a lot of sense. I put the Spell Bomb into the sideboard here and put in one Thoughtseize. I probably want Thoughtseize, Pyroblast, Pithing Needle. I've got 5 cards that I want to board in. I think since these are on the cutting block anyway, I'm going to go ahead and discard those, despite the fact that my opponent did Force of Will them. I don't know that they have the best synergy with the deck list. It's kind of cute with Currency Converter. I haven't gotten that live yet. Maybe I shouldn't cut it from the deck until I get that interaction live. Shadow Spear is not super necessary. I'm probably going to cut that. It's notably cute for trampling over chump blockers. I don't know how much I actually care about that in the grand scheme of things. 6 damage to itself is not 7 damage. I think I'll cut 2 of those and then call that good. Okay. Ancient Tomb, Underworld Cookbook, discard Daredevil, kind of fizzle out. Hand's okay if I draw another land card, but I think I'd rather just mulligan to something that's going to be safer. Okay. Not super pleased with this hand. I think I just keep it. It's a hand that most of the time will just attempt to play an Urza Saga game and Pithing Needle, either Grizzlebrand or Sneak Attack, depending on kind of what I feel is relevant. It can randomly get improved by some cards. Another Ancient Tomb. Nope, I think we are on Pithing Needle duty with this Urza Saga. It's not the best. Like, I would rather be accumulating a whole bunch of artifacts and then play an Urza Saga slightly later as a finisher. But without something to pair with this, or without some discard for this, it just doesn't feel great. Now, all this said, there are definitely worlds where I will just play Ancient Tomb Academy Manufacturer next turn, rather than making a first construct token. Immediate fetch? No immediate fetch. Bad lands. Okay. With another land here, I think I will just go ahead and make a construct this turn. There's some worlds where I don't make one next turn and again play Academy Manufacturer and fetch up Cookbook, but I think this is getting Pithing Needle 100% of the time. We'll see. Oh, and it might just be comboing off here. Or they could Blood Moon me. That would be awfully rude. It is a show and tell. This is absolutely getting an Academy Manufacturer. That's an Emrakul. Well, we're not in blue, so I don't have a Spell Bomb for that. Oh, I think I'm screwed. Yeah, we have the other Spell Bombs, unfortunately. Okay, I'm not technically dead, alright? I'm not technically dead. I'm not really proud of what I'm about to do, but I'm not technically dead. We can do something like this. Go to 16. Tap this. Discard this. And this whole nonsense happens. That gives me a 13/13. Oh, right, I only discarded one. This can attack. I don't really want it to. I think I just need to dump this into play. I net go down one artifact, but I think I need this power boost for next turn. This is weird. I feel like my deck is doing things now, which is cool. But part of the reason I'm doing things is my opponent has let me put Academy Manufacturer into play instead of having to use my own mana to do that. Okay, that was no shuffle there. Let's see what happens. I am afraid of so many things. Even a lowly spirit guide is a little annoying right now. No shuffle. Okay, we're still just cantripping. I assume this is attacking, but it's a little scary for them. All right, so I will annihilate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll take that hit. 8. Oh, shit. No. Oh, okay, it just moved. I thought I sacrificed this for a second. Yeah, I think I win. I don't get to cast that. So I discard a Badlands. And that does this whole thing again. And that makes it bigger. And now I crash in. Did we get there? Did we get there? Do I get to put a W on the board with this deck? Or is there some red destroy an artifact thing that ruins me here? Okay, we have gotten the GGs from the opponent who says, man, your deck's good shit. Explosive. I pay my respects and say GG. Happy to hear it. Alright, I'm pairing up for my next round here. Real quick, I have cut the zombie infestations to try out 2 nettle cysts, because one of the craziest things we do is actually just make a lot of artifacts, and I want to try to lean into that a little bit more. This does make my hollow ones a little bit worse. I think I keep this hand and see where this goes. Boot you on over here. I guess my big question is, am I playing double currency converter on turn 1? I guess if I want to go full fucking wild, I can go Ancient Tomb, Converter, Mox Opal, Salvage Titan. I don't think that's good. I don't think that's good. Not in the dark. Like, it's very good in the dark against combo. But if I were to just, like, eat a Swords to Plowshares after doing that, it would be super embarrassing. Alright. That has resolved. I'm not going to play out Mox Opal yet. Let's get information this turn. Alright, we're playing against an island deck. Opponent did shuffle. I actually really like this draw. I get to play this, do some discarding, and then get a decent-sized hollow one in play without necessarily going all in on Salvage Titan. Let's probably junk Burning Inquiry and the other currency converter, maybe? Maybe Ancient Tomb, actually. Not, like, super a fan of Ancient Tomb right now. Alright, let's exile both of these. Yes, I think I just want to cast Hollow One for 1 mana here. So let's just fetch out another Badlands. Go ahead and cast this, and then I can cast Mox Opal into another currency converter. Okay, this Force of Will give me a lot of information. Well, could give me a lot of information. Pitching Portent. We could be looking at a blue control deck. We also could just... Oh, no, this isn't turned on. No, I can turn it on. And give me a treasure. I'll put Ancient Tomb into the graveyard there. Get a treasure. All right, Mox Opal is now on. I can make another currency converter. And then I think at that point, I just go ahead and go 1, 2, 3, and cast this since my opponent was willing to counter a 4/4. And if this goes wrong, I still have a currency converter in play to grind value with. And I don't think opponent can answer both Salvage Titan and currency converter in a single turn cycle. All right. Okay, yeah, so this can be Swords to Plowshares. This can be Prismatic Ending on this. Slightly weird timing with that Tundra there. I think there is literally zero reason to play that. You can't Miracle a Terminus there. Little things, they matter. Okay, yeah. There is the Swords to Plowshares, so I'm very afraid of a follow-up Prismatic Ending on this now. Do I wait because of, like, Hollow One, or do I just fuck with their hand now? I maybe don't even do anything here. I maybe just pass the turn. Got, like, Hull Breacher type things to think about for activations of Currency Converter. But I also have, like, my opponent just, like, playing out a Teferi minusing on this, and if that happens, I want to make a 2/2 Rogue. Fuck. I think I Rogue. Let's Rogue. Alright, goodbye, Currency Converter. Luckily, no other play for my opponent. I think I'm going to go ahead and crash in with my Rogue. Then I'll play a post-combat Burning Inquiry and see where that goes. I am definitely not favored at this stage of the game. Well, I didn't go fully all in. I went relatively all in. Oh, fuck. Opponent is on a Rip Energy Field deck. Aha! I think I'm just going to pass my turn here. It's better to play Faithless Looting later when I can actually filter some cards and when I can actually potentially, like, play it and then follow one. Terrified of, like, Jace type cards here. Like, if my opponent is playing a slow blue-white deck, like, I absolutely have to worry about that sort of thing. Oh, fuck, that's worse. Oh, holy shit. Okay. Well, I don't want to be here right now. Why Karn? Like, oh. Okay. Question answered, first of all. I want to cast this looting, and we've got some artifacts to pitch. I would love to find Hollow One. Nope. Alright, let's go poke Karn. And, I don't think I can ever beat this deck. Like, Swords and Prismatic Ending and Karn. That's a lot for me to have to deal with. Okay, so this thing is a repeated source of 1/1s that can ruin my life. Oh shit. Okay. It becomes a 4/4 rather than an 8/8. That's neat. So Karn can't get poked now. Thought opponent was going to, like, chump block. Do I even want to play this, or do I want to flashback Faithless Looting? I just like, don't know how I win. Like, this thing isn't going to do its thing while Karn is in play. Yeah. Let's do this flashback. I'm in so much trouble, though. That's in theory kind of cool. I don't get to play it this turn. Okay. Yeah. Life's bad. I think opponent is now realizing that they can't activate this ability because they gave their creature Summoning Sickness. Okay. Yep. So I do have a Salvage Titan that at some point I can return, but I don't have artifacts to cast it, and I don't have 6 mana to cast it either. Also, maybe I was supposed to preemptively return it because I know my opponent is playing Rest in Peace. That was probably correct to do. Yeah, like I could have returned it prior to casting Faithless Looting. Yeah, that was a mistake. All right. The opponent is going and doing the same line rather than like looting and making the pilots while also like filtering and getting some card advantage, which doesn't feel right to me. Oh, that's almost good. That's almost good. Ah, Karn is a beating. Actually, I guess I can. Oh, sorry. I guess I can return Salvage Titan in response to a Rest in Peace. So I don't have to necessarily start. Oh, right, it doesn't have Summoning Sickness anymore. Blah. That's a one-time interaction. Okay, JK, I take that back. That was objectively the correct line for them then. Only played against this card once before. Paired against, I think it's POW22 is their username. It was another Void-based version of this, though. Got more Karn in the graveyard there. Oh no. Every time my opponent is doing something this game, I am not liking it. The Nettlecyst doesn't feel crazy good right now, but that's kind of because I'm running on fumes. If this had been a different Planeswalker, like, I could have equipped this over here. Bad trombone noises. That takes my fucking Nettlecyst. Yeah. It's still equipped to my creature for now. That's the good news. I still control the germ. Bad news is I can never equip this again. Also, little thing about Nettlecyst, just in case you're not sure why this has the power and toughness it does. This is artifact and enchantment. It is not an either-or situation. Oh no. The removal spell for my germ. Yeah. What's the equip cost on this? The equip cost was 2, so opponent could have just equipped this to one of their own creatures. Build my germ that way. And I could have also lost the rogue token. Them not doing that might just mean that they have more interaction. I think once this Karn tutors again, I can't really win anymore. I don't think I want to cast Faithless Looting here. I think I still want to make my token. I have trouble getting, like, more food. Okay. Opponent junked Predict there. I just concede this game. Like, I make a 1/1 Urza Saga token. Becomes a 2/2, which becomes a 3/3. I'm still just, like, not there in terms of being able to beat the 4/4 that's on board. Karn also can just, like, tutor at any point and do gross things, and then, like, Dak just pluses and then minuses. I will kind of, like, maybe take one more draw step to just see if I randomly create a board that powers through what my opponent is doing, but feel dead. Oh, the opponent also just, like, could straight up lattice me. Okay, or coding. Yeah, sure, that's fine. I think I'm comfortable conceding here. What the fuck am I supposed to do? Needle's good. Don't know that these cards are actually good. They're probably good enough. Don't think I want to Pyroblast my opponent, but maybe I need to. Like, there's Plague Engineer scenarios, which are good versus the pilot tokens. I'm gonna just think for a second. Alright. What am I doing with my life? I can't... I don't know. I don't know how I beat this Karn plus Rip plus Energy Field nonsense. And I mean that in the most endearing way possible. I think it's have a good start. I think I'm less interested in these. That gets me the needle as a target. Maybe need both of these. Going all in on an aggressive start just plays into, like, Swords of Plowshares, though. I don't know, maybe I need that for Hollow One starts that also disrupt my opponent. Maybe I need Thoughtseize instead of this stuff. I don't know. I don't know here. I just feel beat. Alright, let's try to do something broken. Is resolving a Burning Inquiry and just fucking up my opponent's hand broken? I'm willing to gamble. I get a lot of looks at randomly finding Hollow One. And this is kind of a force of will or whatever happens, happens scenario. It is a force of will scenario. Note, I am playing out my artifact lands to play towards Mox Opal lines being good, even though that makes me worse versus Karn. Cookbook, not great currently. Inquiry before playing a land, since I have multiple in hand already, sounds okay. Okay, that is a better land. Going to need one more, but that's a better land. I think I play that, and I have, like, found the thing that I am going all in on. I can Salvage Titan right now, but it makes my Urza Saga worse. I think I try to see if I hit a land as my next draw. I think that just gives me better grinding potential here than going all in on the 6/4. It's, like, awkward because, like, assuming opponent fetches, it's a 3-turn clock. Yeah. Rip is good. That occurs. But, I think just discard the looting here. Okay. I am never getting an Urza Saga token. A little rough. Wee bit unhappy about that. I think that is what it is. Make a food. And then do this. Sacrificing 1, 2, 3? I think. We're now all in on this, but a turn later. I think we're dead to Energy Field since I didn't board in Pyroblast. It happens, it happens. I just, like, accept. Gosh, this deck is so punishing for me. So incredibly punishing. Like, I think unless my draw is particularly good, I should probably just concede. And just move on to the next round. How is this wording? May exile it from your graveyard. So currency converter is actually stopped by rest in peace as well, Kappa. Okay. That's cool. My Daredevil is stopped as well. Alright, you know what? You know what? Beat it again. Beat it again, I dare you. Still a 3-turn clock. It's just so beatable. I don't think my opponent's deck is necessarily, like, good in a vacuum, but my gosh, they have everything in the world they could possibly want to beat my deck. Okay. I do think I have to attack this, which I'm super sad about, because then it's not, like, the true 3-turn clock that I want it to be. But I think there's just too many worlds where my opponent, like, later draws an answer to this in a way that is very bad for me. All right, is there a follow-up play there? No. Okay, cool. I don't know, maybe there's worlds where my Burning Inquiry did a lot more than I actually thought it did. Okay. Alright. Yes. Send them. Okay. Alright. If I draw another artifact, I can just, like, cast another one of these, have 2 in play. That would be cool. Okay, yep. I also wonder if opponent has Helm of Obedience, by the way. Just throwing that out there before I die to it. Because if that's something that happens, I can move on to the next round. No. No. Alright. My spirit is broken. I'm moving on. This impossible matchup. Hey folks, Phil from the future here. At one point in this round, my opponent makes a misplay, and I say something like, "Oh no, that's the worst play ever." I didn't really mean that. I was just, like, very surprised and said something I kind of regretted, so I just kind of wanted to address that ahead of time. I kind of broke one of my own rules of keeping it cozy. Oh, and since I've got your attention here, if you haven't liked the video yet, it helps out a lot. All right, back to the round. All right, final round, no changes to the deck list. I have turn 1 Burning Inquiry into Hollow One maybe. So we'll keep it and see what happens. Okay. Good honest magic over there. I like it. We're not going to fetch here because of Opposition Agent, by the way. Absolutely not down for that. Okay, lot to process here. So that's a Liliana Veil to discard. I kept the one card that I care about here. Unfortunately, I have a hand full of lands, and I just played a Hollow One into Sudden Edict. Oh, nope, no Sudden Edict. New Liliana? New Liliana. Sure. I don't really mind the discarding. Edicts, though, are a pain as of right now. I'm a little mana heavy. Nice, 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 nice. Does Urza Saga pass? And I'm never actually going to care about the Liliana discard. I am very much going to care about the Edict. But at least for the next 2 turns, I've got artifacts entering the battlefield. Hey, that is the greediest fucking play I've ever seen in my life. Like, if I have Ancient Tomb here, I get to get so much value. Like, folks, stop fucking around with not destroying Urza Saga and then getting punished by Ancient Tomb. Like, this has happened so many times on my channel. The avarice. Punished. And I can't overstate how much of a punish it is. Like, it's real bad. Like, that's an avoidable, like, 3 for 1. But it said huge fan. Alright, next time. Blow up Saga to play around Tomb. Winky face. Okay. I'm not going to play around a sorcery speed discard here because I think it's more important to grind here. Alright. So this gives me my Daredevil back. Alright, yeah. Opponent was like, yeah, but if it was any other land, it's like, yeah, but it wasn't. Yeah, I am very much in terms of like Urza Saga on the line of like, don't fuck around with that card. That card's real good. Like, ooh. Titan Reaver, that was mean. After I intentionally said I wasn't playing around the sorcery speed discard too. Sorcery speed edict, rather. I think I keep my Ancient Tomb here over my Urza Saga. Just gonna discard this. Get rid of Saga. Okay. Is there anything? Yes, okay. So, land drop, currency converter. Doing that returns this thing. Make Liliana plus worse. I am not going to play... Or no, I don't actually have a good Mox Opal baseline here. Okay, cool. Opponent just has a land. We can each discard a card. And by that, I mean me. Yeah, actually. Yeah. I will exile that card from my graveyard. And then I can put it back into my graveyard. Make a 2/2 that gets to attack this. Okay, hold on. It just got real, folks. It just got real. Yes, okay. Go to combat. Oak Lily down to a more acceptable level. Do I want to loot? I think I want to loot. Okay, and I'll discard this. Now I've discarded a card. I don't want to exile that currently. I do, however, want to play another creature. Yes. Grab a cookbook. Play a cookbook. Yes. Return this. Discard this. No to that. Food enters play. Yes to this. And I think we're on fucking YOLO time now. Sacrifice 1, 2, 3. Make a 6/4. What a turn. Alright, we have ground through box here. Ovalchase Daredevil did amazing stuff. I'll junk the rogue here. Alice on 1. Good for them. Probably not that great for them right now in the grand scheme of things. I think this... Oh, nope. Bought myself. Discard. Do that thing. Return it. Make the land drop. I'll go ahead and attack for 7. 10 is a very awkward number. I am actually going to cast this card as a creature here, because if my opponent board wipes, I'll just bring it back and, like, continue my nonsense that way. Okay, yeah, opponent drew a land. I think what I'm doing now is powerful enough that, like, I would have powered through my opponent's play, but, that sinkhole play was really rough for them. I don't think they would have beat me anyway this game, but it would have been a different game. Alright, I don't really imagine I have too much for this matchup. Like, I really like Pithing Needle for Planeswalkers. I don't have more lands I can board in or anything. Spellbomb maybe has some utility. Thoughtseize is maybe okay, but, like, is not great versus the Trinispheres and Chalices that I know my opponent is playing. I might literally just board a single card here. I could play, like, Shenanigans and buy Force for opposing Urza Saga Construct tokens and sometimes killing mana rocks or currency converters on the other side of the battlefield. That's not crazy. What's not great? Nothing. All my cards are good. Aha. It might be some of this stuff. Could be a piece of mana. I don't know. Artifact mana doesn't get destroyed by sinkholes and stuff. That matters. I don't know. Maybe I play a slower game with Hollow Ones and board out some Burning Inquiries. The Hollow One lines just, like, don't really play well against opposing Smallpox. Oh man, if I don't get disrupted, I have double Hollow One turn 2. Faithless Looting, then discard 2. These both cost 1, play Ancient Tomb. I'm going to be keeping this hand. Like, that is a very powerful thing. Like, Thoughtseizes, Wastelands, Sinkholes, Soft Dark Rituals, like, stuff exists that messes with this, but it's in theory quite good. Alright, opponent has mana acceleration here. I'm just blinking slowly into the camera right now. Wait, hold on. Is this actually better for me? This is better for me, right? Ah. Discard, draw, discard, draw, discard, discard, hollow one, hollow one. Holy fuck. Oh my gosh. This is one of the weirdest interactions that I've ever had. All right. Discard that. I guess I'll discard a tomb. Discard that. Discard, discard. Probably need to keep currency converter and a land. I think I want tomb. Yeah. Yeah. Asked hollow one. Return a Daredevil. Asked hollow one. Wild. Alright, pass the turn. I'm happy with how this is progressing. If my opponent has, like, a Toxic Deluge, though, super feel bad for me. Okay. Crucible is not immediately impacting the board here. I don't super care about it. Alright. I play Currency Converter. I play Ancient Tomb. There's worlds where I get a Salvage Titan this turn. So I think I do this. Activate this. Discard you. Discard you. Yes. Yes. So I'll crash in with those. Actually, maybe I'm supposed to keep Nettle Cyst there. Yeah, I'm probably supposed to keep Nettle Cyst as a hard castable card next turn. Because if I draw a land, I go Nettle Cyst equip and I have lethal. Yeah, that was a mistake. Okay. That put you to 8 to do, which is exactly lethal. Oh my gosh, the Hail Mary play. I respect the living hell out of this. Okay. Alright, they missed. They found Faithless Looting, which means that they are dead on board. Yeah, there's the Nettlesys play coming back to bite me there. So I made a pretty big mistake this game. That just did not get punished. But that was a bad blunder on my end. Okay. So, what are our final thoughts here? This is an interesting deck list. I think if I were to boil down my primary problem with the deck, it's just focus. Like, the theme is kind of discard, but it's also kind of food, and it's also kind of artifacts. And though those plans overlap, there's a lot of different pieces that you can draw that result in you having clunky draws. So Some of the Academy manufacturer nonsense that this deck is capable of is very silly, and some of the currency converter things that you can do are very silly. But then there's like these like Osmore currency converter, Burning Inquiry, Nettlecyst type scenarios where you also have a couple of lands where it's like, what am I doing? Um, I very much feel better about the deck after adding 2 more lands to it. Um, that just makes the Urza Saga activations easier, and it makes it easier to cast the Academy manufacturers, which you really would like to be a turn 2 play. Like, there's a lot of worlds where you'd like to Underworld Cookbook, turn 2 Academy manufacturer, discard, like, and like a Nettle Sister and Urza Saga or something like that comes in. Um, Kind of at the same time, this deck sometimes goes all in on something that's not that good to go all in on. Like going all in on like Hollow Ones and Salvage Titans and stuff doesn't go into the grind you into oblivion plan that some of the other stuff in the deck wants to do. Um, so there might be something here with some of these moving pieces, but generally speaking, I have not been impressed by Academy Manufacturer in Legacy specifically. Sometimes in Vintage, like you can do cute things with it because like Workshop is a thing, and this is a turn 1 play there. And then Modern is a different format. But I haven't been super impressed by the Osmore food decks as a whole, and I think that continues to be true here. I love the design space that's being explored, but ultimately, I think this one gets a thumbs down from me. Um, we won some games of Magic, including some very strange games versus Show and Tell, but I don't think this one is quite there. I'm also not super confident about the sideboard even after adjusting it. Um, this deck has so many different plans that like boarding in a bunch of sideboard cards means taking out some of those plans or trimming a bunch of those plans. And it may just be that this deck is only supposed to play like absolute haymaker cards. Like if I draw this, it wins me a matchup sort of cards, so that like when you draw them, you can have these high impact games. But like all these Pyroblast type cards become like a little awkward with these things that are like wanting you to discard rather than hold things for a long time as well. So yeah, I think that's what I have to say about this one. Like enjoyable, 2 hours or whatever I spent playing this. But I don't know how much potential this has. I encourage you all to explore it further. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please click the like button on your way out, and I hope you have a great rest of the day. See ya!